Crpytocurrency, a digital currency in which transactions are verified and records maintained by a decentralized system using cryptography rather than by a centralized authority. So what does this mean? Well, digital currency isn't anything new or special really. I can send and receive money digitally with Venmo or Cash App if I wanted. But what makes cryptocurrency an innovation is the decentralized and permissionless system used to maintain the records or ledger via the blockchain. For now, let's visualize the blockchain as a literal chain of blocks. Why is this a big deal? To understand the significance of this, we have to think about the history of money. As we move from trading and bartering to exchanging more universal currencies, we had to sort out what was real and what was fake. Today, the central government is responsible for issuing money that is hard to forge. With cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin specifically, this responsibility is taken away from the government and given to the network of miners who are incentivized to maintain the integrity of the network by updating and validating the blockchain and receive rewards, aka block rewards, after being the first to update the block. Anyone can become a miner, it is permissionless. This process is called proof of work. At the core of proof of work is an algorithm called Secure Hashing Algorithm 256 or SHA-256, which is one of many secure hashing algorithms. I'll put a link in the description if you want to learn more about it, but you can think of it as a magical math function where you can basically put any data into it and you will get 256 bits or 32 bytes of data out, typically represented by a hexadecimal number with 64 digits. The output is unique to the input, and if you change even the tiniest thing in the input, the output will change completely. Also, the input cannot be recreated from the output, but can be verified. The job of the miners is to collect transactions from the mempool, aka new transactions which are stored in RAM on the nodes of the network, and confirm them on the blockchain. Proof of work calculations happen to work best on GPUs and are energy intensive. Proof of stake is another method to securing the network, which does not require a lot of energy. If you're still confused, don't worry. Let's demystify this blockchain by actually looking at one of the blockchains for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some other proof of stake chains. This is the Bitcoin Block Explorer. I would recommend checking out various block explorers for yourself. Let's check out and see the latest block. At the top, you can see the hash, which acts as a unique ID for this block. Confirmations is 1 because it's the latest block. If we go to an earlier block, you can see more confirmations with each earlier block. The block height is the block number, and you can see there have been over 700,000 blocks since the first block or Genesis block. You can see the miner that won the block reward, the number of transactions on this block, a difficulty level, which is also represented by the number of leading zeros in the block hash. You can see the Merkle root, which basically hashes, combines, and rehashes transactions until it comes together into a single hash. That way, if transactions are altered even a little, the Merkle root will change completely. There's plenty more to look at, but let's check out some actual transactions on the block. In the transactions, you have to and from addresses and a unique transaction hash that represents the transaction. If you send crypto, you will typically get a transaction hash, which you can use to search on the Blockchain Explorer to check the transaction. This finally takes us to addresses. You can think of addresses like a PO box and a home address. In cryptocurrency, you have a public key and a private key. You can share your public key, and that's how people send transactions over to you without being able to access your stuff. But if you share your private key, people can steal your stuff from you directly. If your private key is compromised, then whoever has it can access your account and do whatever they want. So be sure to keep your private key or seed phrase safe, and remember, not your keys, not your crypto. The ability for people to custody their own wealth, data, or property securely will create a new paradigm for society, businesses, and nation states. Still confused? Ask a question in the comments section and I'll do my best to answer clearly.